Okay, we're the only firm that allows that. But we also look at the future and say, if you don't own Tesla, you will not have the same future as the people who do financially. Because this will end up becoming one of the most profitable companies in the world. It will become the biggest company in the world. And I said this about Apple many years ago when they came out with this thing called the iPhone, and everybody thought I was crazy. I said, they're going to sell 200 million phones a year, and they said, you're crazy. I said this about Netflix when they had a few subscribers and were sending discs. And I said, one day they'll have 200 million subscribers. Actually, I thought it'd be 100 million subscribers. And I look at Tesla today and how many cars, they just hit 3 million cars. And now they're doing 1.5 million cars a year. And by the end of the year, they're at 2 million cars a year. Now think about that, doubling your lifetime amount of cars that you've ever produced annually. That's 5,000 electric vehicles a day that are being purchased of people who will never use gas again. We're gonna get to 7,000 to 8,000 cars a day. A day. Now Lucid, I love what they're trying to do. It's nice. 1,000 cars a quarter isn't gonna do anything. But 7,000 cars a day, going to 10,000 cars a day. We're gonna get another Gigafactory announcement soon. This is massive impact, but it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. So if you're thinking about your future and you're 70, or you're thinking about your future and you're 15, the future is an electric future. And it starts with lithium, and it works all its way to the cars that you see outside, and we're invested in all of that. And that's what we're doing. And we're not doing it just to make money. That's the byproduct of impact investing for change. And that's what we try to do at Gerber Kawasaki. Impact investing for change. Like investing in autonomy. Why we so believe in full self-driving. This is such an important goal. How many people have to die on the roads? How many people? We know that humans are not good drivers. We know this. I'm sorry. It's just a fact. Solving autonomy, solving climate, all within the same company. What an opportunity. What a huge impact on our society. The only thing I worry about with my kids, honestly, is them walking through a parking lot and getting hit by a car. Riding a bike in LA, you get hit by a car. We need autonomy, right? And we need it now. It's Tesla. It's Tesla. So it's the greatest opportunity of our lives is right in front of us. You can all be rich if you're not already because of Tesla. It's a choice. It's a choice. Now there's risk with all investing. So I do have to say that because the SEC does require that I say that. But there's also risk in not investing. And the SEC doesn't require that I say that. There's risk in investing, but there's risk in not investing. And that's the risk you should be most concerned about. Is not investing in the future. And Tesla is the future. And Tesla's going to the moon. Now we all saw from Elon's vacation recently that he needs to take more time off. Okay?
Or work out.
Or work out, and certainly tan maybe a little bit. But I think that was like the bottom of the market. When Shamath posted his pictures of his thin legs, that was the top of the market. And Elon's topless photos, I think, were the bottom of the market. Like, have you noticed how much Tesla's rallied since then? Okay, but then he comes out for the annual meeting, and it was like one of his best meetings in a long time. And you know why? Because I think he got some rest. But there's nobody who works harder and more tirelessly for our future than Elon, that's for sure. I've seen it firsthand, and it's something as an investor I value the most is the CEOs with the visions that they have and their goals and for their future. And I think that that's really what makes it exciting, is investing with one of the most ambitious, intelligent, foresightful humans on earth whose goals are just enormous. And he articulated them again this week, and I love them very much.
Yeah, I mean, I interviewed the guy 2 months ago for 4 straight hours with Kelvin and Eli and Ryan from Kilowatts. And this was a day off. After that 4-hour interview, he got on an autopilot call. This is going to be the hardest working guy. I mean, he's already the richest person in the world, but he's not living on a yacht somewhere, right? So this is going to be one of the hardest guys that you could put your money behind. So,
well, John, you really got a great opportunity to get him to sit down and really, how many CEOs are going to sit down with a fan or a YouTuber and really put in time, 4 hours to answer questions. And he really appreciates that. He says it all the time. He would rather deal with us than deal with institutional investors. I'm considered an institutional investor, but I don't really consider myself one.
You've been around the bend. I mean, I think when I first started even like seeing you, man, like you were one of the biggest Tesla bulls, and you again saw the kitchen sink from being probably called crazy things like, why are you still so invested in this company? So you've been around it, man. I mean, like, what was that like, and what kept you kind of grounded through that time to obviously where we are now? And even then, that's the insane thing, right? I think we just passed 3 million. Elon said maybe in 10 years they're going to hit 100 million, but what kept you kind of like just grounded and secure during that time?
There's no question when you do what I do and you deal with enormous financial risk, having support is really important, especially if your ideas maybe you don't fit the narrative very well. So I got to give a lot of credit to my wife, to be honest. And I dragged her up to the Tesla factory. I think it was 2019, early 2019. I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy, so I brought her and it was pretty funny because she shows up to the factory in a skirt. And they're like, you can't wear this, this is an auto factory, and I was like, didn't think about that. And so they like made her change. Didn't you have to wear some weird outfit or something, like jumpsuit? Yeah, so my wife's in this weird jumpsuit and we're like touring with Martin in the factory. And, I came back and the stock was down. At the time, it was about $175 a share. It calmed down from $350. And I was basically, it was like.
And this is pre-split.
Yeah, this is pre-split. And I was like in a spot that really sucked when you're an investor because you're long a stock and you're getting hammered in it. And then guys like Einhorn come out. You already got the media pounding you every day. And then on Twitter, they attack me daily, how dumb I am and all this kind of stuff. And then Michael Burry, and Steve Eastman from The Big Short, they come out short Tesla. And I remember this day because I was like, now I'm really screwed. So I go home to my wife and I said, honey, even the Big Short people are against me now. They have a movie about them. Like, what am I going to do? Because I go, people want EVs, right, honey? And she's like, yes. People want a sustainable future, right? Yes. These are cool EVs, right, honey? And she's like, yes. I go, I'm not crazy, right? And she's like, no. And I'm like, I got to invest more. And we bought 6 million more of that convertible deal. And we made like 60 million on it and sold it. And I think that when you're an investor, your family, my kids, Max and Jimmy over there, I focus on them. I focus on my family because that's what investing is about. It's about building something for your family and for your future, but it's also about what life I want my kids to have. And I wasn't going to let Michael Burry make my kids grow up in a world where we're burning up. That's for sure. So I go on TV every day, I'm in the media every day, and I attack these people every day, and they attack me back. And I want to leave you with this thought, because it's way bigger than climate. Right now, we are in one of the biggest, riskiest situations America has faced for our future in a long time. I would say since the Cuban Missile Crisis. And we are watching genocide in Ukraine daily as the oil-producing murderers of Russia attack innocent civilians. And much of this is about politics, but in the end, it's not. It's about oil. And it's about weaponizing natural resources to fight America. That's what this is. Russia has no power without oil. Saudi Arabia has no power without oil. And Iran has no power without oil. Neutering the oil-producing nations of their power and wealth is the most important national security issue that America faces. Because if we neuter them from their oil money, they have nothing. They have nothing. Our enemies use this against us. And if you are naive to what's happening in the world, just open up the papers, look at the internet, and you can see. This is a war over resource and power. And Tesla and investing in clean energy neuters that power. So it's not just about climate. It's not just about autonomy. It's about changing the world order. And that's why what we're doing is so important, and that's why I'm here today. Is I wanted to reinforce for everybody how important this mission is. So grateful for John and what he's doing, and all the Tesla communities that have built in all the different regions around California and the United States, because this mission is so important to our ultimate wealth, survival, and benefit as humans. So thank you very much for all of your support, because it's all of you that make it all worth it and make it all fun. And, you know, quite frankly, I love the community and I love being involved, and also thank my family for coming today to do this stuff. I don't know if they think it's weird. I like looking at cars all the time, but I do.
One theme, it seems, is the biggest supporters are the family. But first off, Ross, it's insane. I mean, I've known you like 4 years. We met in a bar in San Francisco. I brought some members, and we were, I don't even know, like 100 people, whatever the club size was. But I remember just seeing, again, this company was almost hitting bankruptcy, and there you are, just getting on the horn every day, getting beat up. And so this is definitely one of the guys, institutional investors, that led the way for all of us and held his ground despite all of the chaos and FUD and fake news that Tesla continues even to this day to have. So Ross, thank you for paving the way for all of us.
Thank you, John. And yes, and my fund too, GK on the New York Stock Exchange. We have investments in all the EV players that are making a difference in the world, led by Tesla being our largest investment. And, it's really important to us to really see a sustainable future. And if you